Hello everybody, in this video we're going to talk about ASP.NET drop-down list web server control. Web server control allows you to place an HTML select box on a web page, and it is ideal when you want your users to choose one item out of a large collection. Now to start, let's create a new web form. Because without a web form we can't put a control there. Now we have our web form. Dropdown is right here, so you can either add it in the design or you can add it in the source. So I'm going to do split and add it here, and as soon as you add it in the view, you can see that we have a new dropdown. Now there are several ways to add items for the dropdown list. Okay, you can either write the ASP code for items, which is ASP, which you need to memorize this because it's going to be on the quiz. And let's say we're going to add red. I'm going to add some colors. Okay. Blue, green. Now if you go to the view portion and click choose data, edit items, you can see all these items already added there. The second way to add item, you can do it through this option, add, and the value, the text that's going to show up is going to be yellow, and the value is yellow for now. That's fine. Now we have our items. Now the thing is, how can you make this control interact with the code behind? So in order to do that, we need to create an event handler for this dropdown. If you go to this, click this Thunderbolt, you will see the selected index changed event. So this event fires whenever you change a new item, and to be able to handle this event, we need to create an event handler, which you can do it by double-clicking here. It creates a drop-down list one, selected index changed event handler. But the thing is, if you want to be able to see the changes right away, you need to enable the auto postback. Otherwise, you won't see the changes until the form is posted back to server, which can be through by some button click or through some other control. But if you click this one, as soon as you change the index, you change a different element, it's going to post back to server, and the server code will make the necessary changes, and you will see it on your page right away. So let's do a simple thing where we add a label here, and the label will print whatever item we choose. Okay, let's put a break tag so it looks nicer. Okay, label is going to print whatever element we choose. And here, label one dot text equals dropdown list one dot selected value. Now, selected value is the value of the item, okay, the selected value, or you can also do the index, right? Let's add another label. So this one will be the value. Okay, and I'm gonna add one more value, one more label. Here I'm going to add one more label, and this label will be the index. So items index. Now going back here, value, and label 2 dot text. So you need to know these properties. Index of the item that is chosen, drop down list that selected index toString. Now going back here, we're gonna go run this. I'm gonna choose an element. Green is the second element, 0, 1, 2, and the value is green. Yellow is the third element. So that's how those properties work. Now, a drop-down list makes use of a collection of items. You can see it from drop-down list items, and these items are actually they store all the single item in the drop-down list. Now let's make an example of how we can add new items to the list. So I'm gonna add a text box here, and I'm gonna add a button. So whenever the button is clicked, it's gonna add the value of the text box into the drop-down list. So the button, let's do add. Now I'm gonna create a click handler for the button. So whenever the button is clicked, we're gonna get the value from the text box. Text box 1 dot text, and then drop down list dot items. So this is a collection. Add value. Now you can add a list item, because remember, the items collection is a type of list item. You can add a list item, or you can add a string as well. Okay. For now, I'm going to go with the string, and let's run this. Let's see what happens. Now we have red, blue, green, yellow. I'm going to add here black. And you can see now there's a black, and I can actually choose it. Or now I can add gray. And you can see there's a gray now. So you can use all the methods for a collection for the drop-down items collection. Okay, you can remove things, you can clean things. We can add another button that actually cleans the collection. Let's see. Let's call this cleared list, and let's add a event click handler. Drop down list dot items dot clear. So this will actually clean all the items in the list. So we got red, blue, blah blah blah, and then clear, and it's all gone. Okay, because when you press the clear, it actually runs the items.clear. Okay. You can remove the item that is selected. For example, items.remove at. So this method removes an item from the collection based on its index. So we can go clear the selected item. Drop down list dot selected index. When you choose an item, it's going to be removed. So green, we cleared the green. See, it's gone. Blue clears the index at 1, etc. So this is how you can use the methods for collections with the drop-down list. Now let's create another example where we can actually attach the drop-down to a image control, and when you choose different items, it affects the image control, the image that is printed on the page. So I'm gonna open up a new web form, and I'm gonna call it creepy cats. I found some weird cat pictures from internet, and we're gonna tie them to the drop-down list. So we're gonna add a drop-down list, and we're gonna have a image control. Okay. Now create a right click, add a new folder, call it images, and find some interesting pictures. You know, you can find different pictures of cats. I'm gonna add them here. Now I'm gonna add several items to the drop down. And one thing, make sure the creepy cats is the start page. Now I'm gonna go back to design and click on the drop down, edit, add item. So I'm actually gonna look at the URLs of these images, because we're gonna, whatever image is here, we're gonna fetch it as a URL. So when you choose an image, when you choose a name, it's gonna bring its URL, and it's gonna change the image controls URL. Okay. So let's do enable auto post back, edit items. So add. The text value is what shows up in the dropdown, and the value is the actual value of that item. So let's say Joker, and the value is going to be jokercat.jpg. Okay, let's add one more. This one is going to be Nicholas, and this is going to be nicholascat.png. nicholascat.png. Okay, and let's do one more. This one's going to be serious cat, but the value is going to be serious cat.jpg. Okay, now in the code behind, so I'm gonna add a selected index change for this drop down. Whenever we change the index, image1.url, which is image URL, will be the value of the selected item. So drop down list one dot selected value. Now the selected value, remember, is this part here, value. So we're changing the value to this. This is the text, but we're going for the value. Okay. But we need to consider the URL. So it's actually under the URL. So images folder, images slash plus the URL of the image. Okay. So now let's run this. So let's start with serious cat. No! It's a cat reincarnated in a person's body. No, it's a person reincarnated in a cat's body. And Joker cat. Why so serious? So, I hope it's a Photoshop. I hope they didn't really do that to the cat. And Nicolas Cage is a cat. He looks great as a cat. So that's it for the drop down list controls, and see you guys in the next video.